against Nepal. An ultimate match in this group. And the match a little bit later on, Bangladesh against Hong Kong. So just to reiterate, Afghanistan have won the toss and they decided to field. All smiles for Afghanistan. Afghanistan getting ready to go out onto the ground. Already out there is Alim Dar. Here are the teams then. Nepal unchanged from their last outing. That was the defeat at the hands of Bangladesh. So a day game, and they'll be looking to utilise their spinners. Shakti Gauchin, Basant Rejmi and Paris Katka. Afghanistan, 3 changes for them. Out go Najib Tarakai, Gulbadin Naib and Hamza Hotak, the left-arm spinner. Back into the side come Nawaz Mangal and Karim Sadiq, who were left out in the previous game, and it's a first game in this tournament for the Seema Mirvaz Ashraf. Always you feel the key for Nepal is getting runs on the board. Can they do that? They didn't get enough in their last match against Bangladesh, just 126 they managed, but in their opening encounter 149 for 8, and that proved more than enough to be victorious against Hong Kong. They won by 80 runs, so it's a crucial first period of play. You fancy this. Can Nepal get off to some sort of start? And if they can, and then if they can post a decent score, their spinners will very much keep them in contention. Atta Ali Khan is alongside me. Atta, this has all the makings of a very, very interesting encounter.
Yeah, I reckon they will be facing up against some quality attack, knowing that Afghanistan bowling have certainly impressed quite a few of us. Will be a good tester for these youngsters right at the top of the order. Yes, they need to get a good start. I think that is very important, and it's a pitch that you need to spend just a little bit time to make sure that you get used to the conditions. We'll all be expecting the fireworks, but it's important that they get a good start in, and the one that gets set goes on. He'll be a difficult customer. Shatu Zadran, left arm seamer, can get that extra bounce, especially on these kind of surfaces. Will be bowling from the pavilion, and he's been very impressive.
Particularly impressive with the first ball of the last match against Hong Kong. He removed Irfan Ahmed with that first delivery, and that was a dream start as far as Afghanistan were concerned. Shapur Zadran in that last match, 4 overs, 2 for 27. Shibash Korkarel, he's going to be the man who will take strike. It's the old firm, if you like, for Nepal here. The same openers for all 3 matches. Sagapun at the non-strikers end. In the last match, they put together a stand of 19. And in the opening encounter against Hong Kong, they shared a partnership of 36 for the first wicket. Time now then for the countdown ahead of the first ball of action. Alim Dar says, let's play. Stifled shout for LBW. Sounded as though there was a little bit of an edge on that one. Alim Dar, the umpire at the bowler's end. Vastly experienced. Former ICC Umpire of the Year from Pakistan. Have another look at that LBW shout first up.
Yeah, he has the ability to bring the ball back into the right hand, and look at that bounce.
S. Ravi, the other umpire with us, he's at square leg from India. Going a little bit away from his body there, Korkarel, but he'll pick up the single. And Nepal off the mark.
A big game for Afghanistan as well. Looking forward to win it convincingly and get them some sort of chance to go to the Super 10s. And he's made 3 changes. I'd like to see Mirwais Ashraf, who's come in as a seamer.
Yeah, we saw him field that ball down at third man. Here he is, Mirwais Ashraf. First game of the tournament. Played in the Asia Cup though. Just the solitary slip in, first up for Afghanistan. Then 4 fielders inside the ring on the offside, 2 on the on. The only fielders outside the ring in the first 6 overs, just 2 of them allowed, down at long leg and third man. Short, slashed over backward point. Sagapun off the mark. Just a single. Good work from Mirwais Ashraf getting round there at third man.
You're not afraid to throw their bats around. The opening batsman from the Nepal team. Good support. And there's a university where a lot of students have come to study. That's why we see fans coming to support the Nepal team and also Afghanistan. Brilliant.
Squeezed backward of square on the offside. Mirwais Ashraf, a busy boy in this first over. Ball angled across the right-handers by Shapur Zadran. He does move the ball back into the right-hander off the seam. Very rarely do you see him swing the ball back in.
They've already played here before on this sort of a surface, the same strip that was used earlier. And he picked up 2 for 27 out of the 4 overs that he bowled. He should get used to these conditions.
The end of a very good first over there from Shapur Zadran. 3 without loss, Nepal. Afghanistan fans here enjoying themselves, hoping for victory today. Two teams, Nepal unchanged throughout this tournament. They've had a settled side, Afghanistan. 3 changes for them today. Incoming former captain Naraz Mangal, Karim Sadiq and Mirwais Ashraf. 3 changes for them. Najib Tarakai, who opened the batting against Hong Kong in the last match. Gulbuddin Naib, the all-rounder, and the left-arm spin of Hamza Hotak missing out today. Paul fans, making their feelings clear. Here's Dolat Zadran. Good aggressive running by Corcorel. It's really good cricket. Coming back for the second there. Leg buys.
Very good running between the wickets. Mentioned about that they would like to pick up a few quick runs down the leg side. And look at the first run, realizing that he had to come across from the pitch, away from the pitch. But did manage to bring and then pick up that second run quite easily. Drifting down the leg side. Need to pitch it on the business areas. Somewhere on the off-stump line, that's what Dolat Zadran needs to pitch.
More like it. Dolat Zadran, remember, generated a fair amount of pace in that last match against Hong Kong. He smashed Mark Chapman in the helmet. That was 142 kilometres an hour. Seriously quick, Dolat Zadran. Was the outstanding bowler for Afghanistan in their qualifying campaign for the 2012 ICC World 2020. recalling from the other end when he slammed that short ball into Mark Chapman's helmet. Chapman just coming down the pitch and regretting it. It was a seriously quick delivery and it required a change of helmet. Thank goodness for helmets. Bang. Smashed into the visor. Gave it a serious dent. The shoulder of the bat down to third man. And Atta, that confirms what you were talking about on your pitch report and indeed before the match. A little bit of extra bounce there for the seamers.
Yeah, what can happen once a bowler sees that there is extra bounce available? If you look at the one, they just tend to pitch a little bit too short. Look at that. Though the length this tournament has been on a shorter side. So they just need to bowl, I think, the good length areas where the ball can get some extra bounce and get the batsman in some kind of trouble. If you keep pitching it short, then the batsman will be on the back foot all the time, expecting a short one. Much better there on that occasion from Daulat Zadran. Yes, you mentioned about the pace that is bowled, but if it gets the ball to move a bit off the pitch, then it certainly creates some problem for the batsman. As a bowler, initially you need to bowl and make sure you get into a good rhythm by bowling stump to stump and see whether the ball can do a bit, because if the ball is moving, it can only move once the ball is pitched up to the batsman.
Slashed over backward point, and it'll go for 4. First boundary of the innings, and it goes to Sagapun. It's the end of the over, 7 from it, 10 without loss.
That was too full, a little bit too full. Chancing his arms upish over the fielder on the offside. And the first boundary comes for the Nepal team.
Nepal, Gyanendra to come in next. Very wristy player. And Paris Khadka, absolutely outstanding with the bat so far. The Nepal captain, Vinod Bandari, Sharad Basorka, the engine room of the Nepal batting lineup.
Just looking at that scorecard, the men to come to follow, I would expect the captain, because the one he's looked in really good form, and you don't have too many overs to play around with. Yes, they've already in the 3rd over. I would like the captain to come at number 3, so he can bat a little bit, few more overs. He's been a terrific touch. Have to wait and see whether that decision is made.
This Paris Khadka actually came out for the anthems with his pads on. He scored 41 in each of the 2 matches that have been played so far. Gyanendra, remember, got 48 in that opening encounter against Hong Kong. Here are the strike rates, and Paris Khadka's strike rate certainly superior to Gyanendra. Here is Khadka spinning the ball from hand to hand. These 2 sides, they know all about each other. They've played each other in the semi-final of the ICC World 2020 qualifier. That was in November in Abu Dhabi. Nepal batted first on that occasion as well. They were 90 for 8 and Afghanistan knocked the runs off very easily. 96 for 3 with 5 overs and 4 balls in hand. Played each other twice in the most recent Asian Cricket Council 2020 Cups as well, and victories there for Afghanistan on both occasions too. Nepal batting first on both those occasions as well. So it's a well-worn path that these 2 sides are treading at the moment. Nepal batting first, the key is, can they get enough runs on the board? Because they've got that spin attack. There's Paris Kadka, there's Shakti Gauchin, there's Basant Rejmi. If they've got those runs on the board, they can put some pressure on Afghanistan.
Yeah, they have to try and score in the range of 150, if not 160, to put some kind of pressure, because, mind you, Afghanistan has a very good top order. How well Mohammad Shahzad plays right at the top of the order.
The third man has been the busiest fielder in this match so far. Down there now is Najibullah Zadran. He's replaced Mirvaz Ashraf. Obviously decided Mirvaz was having to do too much running down there. Literally everything has come off the face of the bat down there off Shapur Zadran. Again, an illustration of the fact that he's angling the ball across the right-hander.
Very good over so far, just the 2 runs. He's getting his line and length in a pretty good area. That's the reason why the batsmen have not been able to free their arms.
Trying to free his arms there. Corkerell, oh goodness me, it's fallen safe. Mohammed Nabi completely misjudging it. Well, that looked as though it was going to be a very simple catch. There were 4 fielders inside the circle on the offside. None of them caught it. 13 without loss.
Yeah, the problem was when it went up in the air, it was Mohammad Nabi who thought that the fielder right next to him would have gone for it. That's why he just stopped in his tracks. Exactly that. Karim Sadiq, the fielder, that should have been taken. Just stopped right in the end.
Needed a call. So a lucky escape there for Sabash Corkerell. Complete breakdown in communication between Karim Sadiq and his captain Mohammed Nabi. Here is Nabi fielding that. Karim Sadiq is usually one of the more vociferous members of this side, but on this occasion he said nothing. Nabi was coming in, it was his catch really, but Karim Sadiq was moving towards him, and that's what Nauraz Mangal, the former skipper, thinks. Where was the call, he said. Most fans aren't too impressed, are they? Thumbs up for Karim Sadiq now, but a little bit like shutting the gate after the horse has bolted. It's a little bit too high for me, that. A scampered run. Was there any bat involved? Yes, there was. No signal from umpire S. Ravi, so there must have been an inside edge.
It just seems that the Nepali top order, the openers, have struggling with the bounce. A bit of an inside edge on that occasion. Would have gone down the leg side. It turns to be a very big test for a team like Nepal, though, because you really don't get these kind of surfaces back in Nepal, because you've got to come in and practice. They've played a game here already. 2 before this. But they should get used to this condition, but they are in a bit of a bother here, I reckon, especially against the Seema.
See what the pulse question is. Which of these 2 teams has impressed you the more in this tournament? Afghanistan or Nepal? Nepal. Cast your vote. ICC-cricket.com. Let us know what you think. That's the pulse question. Oh, that's really well run. Terrific stuff by Sabash Corkerell, calling his partner through, backing up very well indeed. That's what they need to do, these players. If they can't hit boundaries, they need to rotate the strike.
Yeah, 4 runs in this over, all singles in each delivery. Now this is where he got hit just a couple of deliveries earlier. Short one into the ribs. And they just seem to be uncomfortable against the short pitch deliveries. With the extra bounce also troubling the batsman.
No ball. Oh dear me. Dolat Zadran overstepping. And that will be a free hit.
And they are expecting a boundary of this delivery, the free hit. The fans are looking up to see them scoring a few boundaries. Look at that. No, way out. That is a big no ball. There you go. Where does he try to hit it?
Field can't change, of course. And straight up in the air. This should be taken by Karim Sadiq. It is. But, of course, he can't be dismissed, so the batsmen just take a single.
Certainly had an opportunity to hit behind the square on the offside towards the third man area, because the third man was quite square. Instead of that, he just hit it in front. That's the problem for the batsman. Not getting used to these extra bounce that the seamers are extracting. Afghanistan will be quite happy.
Driven down towards mid-off, and the catch taken, Mohammed Nabi. Safe as houses, and the first wicket goes down. Saga Pun looking to go over the top, but doesn't clear the fielder on the edge of the circle. The Saga Pun, the first man dismissed for Nepal, out for 8. They're 19 for 1.
Already picked up 6 runs in that over. No need to hit up in the air. Always a danger that if you mistime it, yes, gets the splice of the bat, you will not be able to clear the infield. Soft dismissal. Poor shot in the end. But Daulat Zadran very happy to see the back of Sagapon. 19 for 1.
Andramala, the new batsman. That best score on the right-hand side of your screen was what he got in his opening encounter of this tournament against Hong Kong. These players know each other pretty well. And here's the end of Saga Pun. He's been guilty a little bit in this tournament of not getting all that close to the ball. And he tries to drive, back turning in his hand. And a simple catch for the captain. Mala, very wristy player. He's at the non-striker's end now, though. That was the last ball of the over. One thing we've noticed about Saga Pun in this tournament is when he's looking to drive, he doesn't get much of a stride in. And again,
he just goes deep in his crease, doesn't he? And then you can see the front foot not really coming closer to that ball. A bit of a technique problem here for the opener. Such an important game for Afghanistan, also for Nepal, because they would also would like to ensure that whether it's possible for them to win this one. Look how deep he's in his crease, and then the front foot doesn't really get that big stride, playing away from the body. I mean, relatively very easy catch for the captain.
Daulat Zadran, the man making the breakthrough. Giveaway, that replay we just saw, the stump cam replay, the giveaway, after he played the shot, there was another adjustment with the front foot, so clearly he wasn't balanced when he was striking the ball. Have a look at it here. There's the shot, and there's the other adjustment.
He's bowled well. 3 dots already in this over. And if you're a seamer, you'd love to come and bowl on these kind of surfaces. They're making life difficult for the Nepal at the moment.
Giving himself a little bit of room there, Subhash Kokorel. They're getting a little bit frustrated here, Nepal. We've just had the one boundary so far, and we're in the fifth over of this innings. They just can't get any momentum at the moment, can they?
They're up against quality attack. Told you that before, because Afghanistan has a pretty decent bowling attack. Not only with the seamers, they've also got some very good spin. Samuel Shenwari, the leg spinner. Mohammad Dabi, the off spinner. So they've got to really bat well. And the shot selections need to be right up there. And, terrific over so far. 4 dots. That's how they create the pressure on the batsman.
Heaved away on the onside. That's pressure relief. And the first boundary for Subhash Kokorel.
And a pretty good one too. Much needed boundary for the Nepal team. Just the second one. You can't afford to bowl there. Short, already on the back foot, and then pulls away. It's a pretty good shot. Should give him some kind of confidence.
Well, that shot has brought a change in the field. Fine legs come up into the circle, and square leg has dropped back. Third man also up in the circle as well. In fact, well, he's stayed back now. That's a cracking shot. Successive boundaries for Kokorel. So that ends up being a good over for Nepal. 8 runs from it, 27 for 1. Tripur Zadran down, and just for a second out. Full in length, and Kokorel just getting his front leg out the way here, clearing that front leg and clobbering it down the ground. Really timed that one beautifully.
Terrific shot from the batsman. Projected score. They would get some, would like to get something around 150. From here on, they need to score more than 8 runs, or just 8 runs in an over. Tripur Zadran bowled a short, one was put away, and then he tried to pitch it up, and this was belted down the ground quite nicely. Gets into a good position. Yeah, this moves his left leg away, and then straight as an arrow. Lovely shot.
Sami Shinwari, the leg spinner, coming on in the power play. 5 for 13 is best. That was against Kenya in the ICC World 2020 qualifier in Sharjah in November. It's a lovely shot through the offside. That's Gyanendra Ramala's first ball. What a way to introduce yourself.
What a shot. Beautifully played. We already saw a very good looking shot in the previous over. Gyanendra is facing his first delivery, and take a look at that shot. Has put that away very nicely indeed. It was there to be hit, and he says, thank you very much, I'll take it. Have to put it away and find the gap. That was the key.
Offside field being reinforced even more if that's possible. 5 fielders inside the ring on that offside. And so Mala's response is to try and go onside.
He needs to be careful, because he tried that shot to play against the spin. And the danger of, if he gets it to play on that direction, danger of getting a leading edge. Look at that shot. Much better to eye the area on the offside, even if it's a short one.
just that very tight offside ring. Have a look at this offside. It's a short third man, backward point, cover, and extra cover. Try piercing that. Just over extra cover and 4. Well, the invitation was there, and Marla took it up with aplomb.
Well, he's done what you've just asked for. A little bit more flight on that occasion from Shinwari. And then he's trying to hit it over the top. Just gets over the top of that fielder at extra cover. Mamandabi.
The short ball, pulled over mid-on. That's 5 fours in the last 7 balls. And this is momentum now for Nepal.
Brilliant batting from Gyanendra. That was short, poor delivery. Asking to be hit. And that goes out for the boundary. Back-to-back boundaries for him. Already 3 fours from the bat of Gyanendra. He's looking good, really good.
Is this the one big over? What a contrast for Sami Shinwari. He got 3 for 19 in the semi-final of the ICC World 2020 qualifier against the same opposition. In his first over now, and he's gone again. Oh, that's gone all the way for 6. Terrific stuff. 18 off the over, the end of the power play, and Nepal on fire. 45 for 1.
One of the best hits so far against the spin, but was there in the slot. 84 meters. What a terrific over this is for Nepal. 18 run in that over. After 6 is 45 for 1.
What a terrific over that was for Nepal. 18 runs from it. Shinwari taken to the cleaners. Here's the 6. Gyanendra introducing himself. Bit of bottom hand. Open spaces beyond mid-on. He stands and admires it. Was that the one big over? Join the conversation on Twitter. So it's a double change for Afghanistan. Shapur Zadranov, after conceding those 2 boundaries at the back end of his last over, and into the action for the first time in this tournament, Mirwais Ashraf.
It's important for the other batsmen, Kakurwal, to understand that they've picked up 18 runs in that previous over. New bowler, medium pacer, 5 wickets. They just need to be a little bit circumspect. Yes, they've gone into a good momentum, but you don't want to lose wickets. So it's important from Nepal's perspective that they get in and get a good partnership. 26 of just 13 deliveries, this partnership.
It's nicely done. 2020 is not all about big shots. This has been a very good power play indeed for Nepal. Kadka due in next. No prizes for guessing who they like. There he is. He'll be pretty happy with the way things are going now as well, I'm sure. So it was a slow start in the power play. Sagapun going over backward point, and then caught on the edge of the circle by Mohammed Nabi. Khaled Zadran breaking through. Then all of a sudden, Subhash Kokarel decided to break loose, and Gyanendra did exactly the same. And the good news for Nepal is that this is actually now their highest score in the power plays in this tournament. 44 for 2 against Hong Kong, 38 for 1 against Bangladesh. And now 45 for 1. So the omens are good for them at the moment.
This is a good comeback because they gave away 18 runs in the previous over and it's just given away 1 run. So this is good stuff. The power plays in Chittagong. 45 for 1. It's a good one, really good one for Nepal.
Driven through extra cover. Oh, he's timed that one beautifully. Oh, what a fantastic piece of fielding. Whoa! That's brilliant by Shafiqullah. The batsman still able to come back for 3 though. Good running. End of 7 overs, 49 for 1. Blazing shot through the offside, and how about that for a bit of fielding? At full tilt, Shafiqullah. Flicking the ball back. Preventing that extra run. How important will that be in the final analysis? So Afghanistan winning the toss, opting to bowl first. Sagapun, the only man dismissed so far. Subhash Kokarel and Gyanendra Mala going along very nicely indeed. 30 they've added now in just 18 deliveries. Change up here in the commentary position. Now alongside me, Sean Pollock. Good afternoon to you, Sean.
Yeah, Mo, it's good to be here. And looks like there's been a change of strategy for the Nepal team ever since the spinners come into the attack. They really have looked to attack. There's been some good cricket. Bit of a slow start when the seamers won. And ever since there's been that change, there's been a change of gear.
Mohamed Nabi, the captain, Mr. Consistent with the ball, and that brings up the 50. What have your impressions been, Sean, of the way Nepal have gone about things so far?
Well, they were quite selective up front, weren't they, with the seamers operating. There was a little bit of movement, which would be also pretty interesting for other people in the top 10 who are going to be participating at this ground. They would be monitoring what sort of surfaces are on offer. I think it's been good since they lost their first wicket. Consolidated a bit, and now they're looking to put home the advantage.
Nabi knows all about these conditions. Played in the Bangladesh Premier League at the start of last year. Vastly experienced cricketer all around the world. The reverse hit, the switch hit, and it's taken. So Nabi strikes, just getting a little bit too fancy there, going Andramala, and now Mangal takes the catch at short third man. So Nepal lose their second wicket, and Mala, who played so attractively there in the previous over against the leg spin of Shenwari, he now departs for 22, and Nepal lose their second wicket. They're 51 for 2.
It's a bit of a change of strategy. He was tied up for a few deliveries, decided to do the reverse hit into motion, and unfortunately didn't execute it all that well. Gets the top edge, the man at backward points takes the catch, and the bowler, he's happy, his plans worked, and he's picked up the second wicket.
Haris Khadka, the skipper, the man who leads from the front in every way, shape and form for Nepal. 41 in each of the 2 matches so far. That best of 68 was against Hong Kong. Excellent strike rate. A little bit later we'll see him with the ball. He can bowl off spin or seam up. Mr. Versatile. Fans are quite happy to see him. They don't mind that they've lost a wicket. On striker's end, the batsman crossed. Just wonder, Sean, we've seen Gyanendra Mala play so well in orthodox fashion. Was this really necessary?
Yeah, it probably wasn't, but T20 cricket, basically anything goes, and you can just see the pressure building on him. He had 2 deliveries where he knocked it to short mid-wicket and didn't pick up a run. He decided to be a bit more adventurous. 51 for 2.
This match very interestingly poised at the moment then. Just as it looked as though Nepal were getting some momentum, Mala departing. A very well played 22 from just 13 deliveries. It means that Paris Kadka's now got some time to play himself in. Well, Paris Kadka getting ready to take his first ball from Mirvaz Ashraf. His first over was a very tidy one indeed. 4 runs from it.
Here we have a look at the dismissal again. Didn't try this too many times. Takes the hand off the bat, gets into the position, play the switch hit. Fortunately, the line, I don't know if it was seen by the bowler Nabi, but he fired it down the leg side, which made it difficult to grab it and take it across to the offside again.
Was bounce also a factor there, Sean, as well? Did it just bounce a little bit more than he anticipated?
Yeah, I think on the surface, what we've noticed so far, you often come to the subcontinent think you're going to get a little bit of turn, but the ball just tends to skid on a touch, and maybe a little bit of bounce as well. Here we have a look at it. Pitches. A little bit of bounce, takes the top edge.